Hi, welcome back to my webinar on 7 Habits of Highly Effective San Francisco Buyers. My name is Hanna Jung. I'm a realtor at San Francisco Modern Real Estate. Today we're going to go over the third habit of searching property or listing history and sold comparables. This is an important tool for the buyer to do the due diligence, especially when you try to come up with the right offer price. So first thing you want to look at is what's called DOM, days on the market. That indicates the days that the property was active on the multiple listing service. It is very common in San Francisco that the DOM is very low, and sometimes it's gone literally the next day or two after it hits the market. However, just because you see some double-digit DOM doesn't mean that the property is not popular. That probably means that the property has what's called offer due date. Offer due date is that the seller sets certain date when they want to receive all the offers from the interested buyers. It is tough for the buyer to compete this way. However, I want you to get used to it because it really does happen a lot. If you really want to avoid the competition, however, you think you are making a very strong offer, you can try to do what's called to make a preemptive offer. But you need to really check with the seller first whether they are open to accept the preemptive offer first. If they do, and you think you really want the property and you think you are reasonably or unreasonably are making a very strong offer, then you can consider doing this. I do see it happens that the property is gone before the offer due date. That means somebody just made a preemptive offer at a very good price. So you can consider it if you are in that situation. Second thing you'd like to look at when you do your due diligence is price changes. It is a good indicator to gauge the interest of the property, but what you really want to know is not the fact that it's changed, but more for the reason that it's changed. If the price went down, let's say 50,000, you want to know why. It can just mean that the original listing price was just too high, or it could mean that they just recently discovered some issues with the property. So you definitely want to know why the price has changed. Another thing you want to know is the sold comparables. I usually share with my client this two-line comparable market analysis once my client finds the property that they want to make an offer at. This has all the recent sold data, and you can find the dollar per square foot, so you know what's the average dollar per square foot is in that neighborhood, and you can see the average days on the market in that neighborhood, so you know how fast it's usually gone. And you can see the average listing and sold price, so you know how high it was actually sold compared to the asking price. Just to give you the overview of the sold trend in San Francisco, let me share this market report prepared by Paragon, the sold data of May 2014. As you can see, more than half of the sales were sold for 10% or more over the asking price. And close to 30% of properties that are sold actually went 20% or more over list price. Exact numbers may change each month, obviously, but you can definitely see how hot the market is right now in San Francisco. Knowing sold comparables and listing history are clearly a good way for you to understand the gist of the market. However, I don't want you to rely solely on these sold comparables to come up with your offer price. For example, you found the listing that's listed at 1 million, and then you want to make an offer, and the sold data suggests that it's sold usually 10% higher than the listing, so you are ready to make an offer at 1.1 million. Now, what's missing in this conclusion? First of all, sold data is the data that's closed by the time you pull that data. Means that probably those listings entered into contract probably 1 or 2 months ago. So it's already yesterday's data. That doesn't necessarily represent what's happening right now in this market. Second of all, you forgot that you're in San Francisco market. There must be three other people who are interested in making an offer in this property, and they probably come to the same conclusion as you, that they are willing to make an offer at 1.1 million if they have a good realtor who's providing them good information. So now the real competition begins among the four of you who's interested in making an offer at 1.1 million. Now you have to decide how high you're going to go from there, from that 1.1 million, not the listing price of 1 million. I can totally understand that it's so stressful and overwhelming for a buyer. However, I just want you to understand that this is actually happening in this market, and want you to be mentally prepared what to expect when you jump in and start making offers. And I'm always here to listen to your concerns and any questions you may have. So feel free to contact me at any time if you have any questions regarding making an offer. So this concludes my third habit of searching property and listing history and sold comps, and I'll be back with my fourth video on reading preliminary report. See you soon.